How you guys doing? This is Derek, Dullin Woodworking. Today in this video we are going over some of the finishes from Sherwin Williams. Prior to trying out these products, we would always use the Campbell Magnamax in dull. So this is what we would always use prior, but this stuff right here is supposed to be the equivalent to this Campbell product. And this is the Sher-Wood Hi-Bild Pre-Cat Lacquer. So something to note about this is a lot of Sherwin Williams stores don't always carry this stuff. It's important to know that you need the catalyst with it. They should mix it in prior to you getting the gallon, but they may make the mistake of not doing that. You just make sure you have both of these products, or make sure that they catalyze this before you get it. And the catalyst is also the Hi-Bild Sherwood catalyst for it. And the mixing ratio, we'll say it in the spec sheet if you have them print that out, but it was 3 ounces, I believe, for, actually it's this one. It was 3 ounces for the whole gallon, which, yeah. So we just measured out 3 ounces. Sherwin Williams also sells these measuring bowls. There wasn't a single ounce on there. We ended up figuring out the ounce a different way, but regardless, 1 ounce in there, mix it in, and it should be good for about 3 to 4 months. But yeah, we figured out the 1 ounce measurement, and then we did 3 for the whole gallon. If you don't catalyze it, or if you get it like a 2-part and you catalyze it as you go, this should have the shelf life of 2 years. And that's the same with this product over here if you do not catalyze it. So we already sprayed it on some products, and it actually came out pretty good. I would say it's pretty similar to this. I like it so far. We'll see how it sets up. We just sprayed it today, so tomorrow we'll see a little bit more of how it dried and a little bit more of the durability factor of that. It is fast drying. It dries in 10 to 15 minutes to the touch, and 30 to 45 minutes to sand, recoat in 30 to 45 minutes. And that's pretty similar to what we did. We had fans on it to dry it. It dried pretty quick, and we were able to spray multiple other coats. It says it's good for kitchen cabinets, vanities, chairs, office furniture, household furniture. So yeah, it does say to sand with 240 grit. We actually only sanded it down to 150. That's typically what we sand everything to, and it came out really good. You know, maybe I'll try 240 next time, or 220, and see what that comes out to. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It seems like a really good product. And moving on to the water varnish, the white conversion varnish. So this stuff is a little bit different. I believe this stuff is similar to the Campbell Crystal, if you've ever used it. It's a harder, more durable finish. And there's some cool things about this. One of the weird things is you do have to buy the catalyst separate. This stuff, once you mix it up, it's only good for the day. Some people might say it's good for a couple days, but this stuff dries pretty quick, and it dries a lot harder, and it does not last on the shelf. So what we did was we did the math, and it comes out to 3.84 ounces for the whole gallon, and we divided it out, and for 1 quart, we ended up mixing up 1 quart. It was 0.96 ounces, so it was right around 1 ounce for a quart. And that's when we figured out how much was an ounce, even though these things don't have 1 ounce markers on it. We were able to figure that out, and we mixed up 1 quart, and that's actually going to do all of what we needed to do. And so this should have the shelf life of hopefully 2 years, not being mixed. And we have the catalyst obviously separate too. From what it says in this paper, there's multiple other catalyzers or catalysts that you can use for this. And some of them have a different mix-in ratio. So just make sure whatever you get that you're following along with what it says for that. One of the cool things about this is it goes on very clear. I feel like it actually increased the pop of some of the grain of the wood. So this is the piece without any varnish on it at all. You can see like the grain kind of all like, not blends in, but it doesn't pop as much. And then this is with spraying it one coat of the conversion varnish. And then you can tell how it just pops. You can see that grain pattern. This stuff also says ideal for kitchen cabinets, vanities, chairs, office furniture, and a wide range of interior wood products. So it's pretty similar to that, but it's just more durable. The dry times are a little bit increased here. So this is to handle 15 to 30 minutes and to sand and recoat 30 to 60 minutes, which it seems like it's pretty on point with that, even with fans. It was still a little tacky around like the 45-minute mark. So cool thing about this is it's good resistance to yellowing. So one of the things it says about it is the white water color is good resistance to yellowing. It is recommended over white pickled and light colored stains where good resistance to yellowing is required. And we did see that it did go on pretty clear. Excellent toughness and mar resistance, excellent moisture resistance. So some of those factors are a little bit better with the varnish as opposed to the lacquer. So yeah, I mean that's most of the specs for this for now. So far, I did like both of them. I think I'm liking the varnish a little bit more. It could end up being something that we spray on our cabinet doors in general, instead of only using it for like tops and stuff, but we'll see. We're about to get to spraying the final coat here, and then we'll do a wrap-up video and we'll let you know how we like it. So let's get to spraying. This is the sprayer that we'll be using to spray today. This is the Apollo 5 5-stage variable speed HVLP sprayer. We've used Apollo sprayers for years now. My dad has one that has been running for 35 plus years, and it's still going. We ended up upgrading to this right here, and this has been great. This actually gives you some more adjustments on the actual sprayer itself and on the gun. There's a few different adjustments to adjust how much material is coming out and the air pressure and stuff like that. So this goes for around $16.50 online, right around in that range with this specific gun. And it does have the filters on the front and the back. So this is what we use, and I highly recommend it. So. All right, these were sprayed with the conversion varnish. This piece right here was sprayed without the catalyst in it, which I do not recommend. This was a sample piece. I wanted to show you what it looked like if you sprayed it without it. And this was sprayed about 4 days ago. It actually still looks wet, has a really weird sheen, and it's like tacky. So that's what happens when you don't catalyze it. Highly recommend just making sure that it's catalyzed properly. Again, this is the conversion varnish over here. So I'll put that aside. These two were sprayed with the catalyst mixed in properly, and it came out pretty good. This was sanded to 320, and this has just one coat on it. I don't know if you can see it too well, but it really brought out the grain and stuff. It really popped. I really like that conversion varnish. It kind of goes on, I don't know, like it goes on a little bit different than the lacquer. It's a little clearer. It goes on. I feel like it just kind of, the colors pop a little bit more. But this was also conversion varnish. This has 2 coats. And from what I can tell, it seems pretty durable. I'd say it's more durable than the typical Hi-Bild lacquer. So far, I like it. A few more specs we didn't go over before is that they recommend, if you stain it, that the stain fully dries before spraying it. So I might want to give it like, at least a few hours with a fan on it or something like that before jumping to spraying it. They recommend at least 2 coats. What we did on this and all the other pieces we sprayed was we sprayed full front and back, and then we sanded it with a worn out piece of 150 grit sandpaper. and then we sprayed the second coat again. So, and that comes out pretty good. I don't know if we would achieve anything better if we hit it with like 220 or 320. I'll have to try that, but I mean, being oak, you're never really going to get like super smooth just because of the wide grain pattern. But yeah, so it came out pretty good. They do recommend, I mean, this goes to like just about all sealers, that you finish both sides to avoid warping or anything like that, to make sure both sides of the piece is finished. Because I've seen some horror stories where a piece will cup, something like that. So overall, I do really like this stuff. I had said before I had to catalyze that whole gallon. That's just kind of easier. It lasts 4 months. And then the conversion varnish, you kind of catalyze it as you go. That way, I mean, it's only good for the day after catalyzing it. So overall, I like this stuff, and I'll probably be purchasing it again. So yeah.